Sung-Ye is startled, asking if he found something, and Kim Chiu points in a direction, saying she feels dark energy. In front of a lake, she says it's close. They say they believe her since she's a light mage. There seems to be something under the water, and upon sensing their presence, eyes appear around tentacles. Lufin realizes something is coming, and several hands emerge from the water. It's a creature of which the system has no information. Sung-Ye recognizes immediately that it's probably the final boss. The creature is attacking, and he tells everyone to get on its back as he will protect them. The attack hits him, and he seems to resist a bit. Very little because he's already fallen to the ground, beaten up. And now the tentacles are eyeing Kim Q. I just hope the work doesn't change genders. She's protecting herself there, and Lufin advances towards the hand, which is promptly cut off. The boy is very cool and manages to save her, obviously leaving her all flushed, still sliding on the ground. Kair asks if she's okay, but before she can respond, a monster is now on their backs. They turn around to try to understand what it is, and in the midst of the massive tentacles, there's a woman with long hair. The monster is a level 25 Mourning Specter with difficulty. At that moment, they recognize it as the true final boss. Sung-Ye once again asks them to stay behind while he tries to defend. The hand is coming to attack, and he tells everyone to move back immediately. While he defends against the creature, he tells Lufin to keep up the offense. Lufin advances, thinking that only he can deal with this since everyone else is struggling to defend themselves. Seeing the woman in the middle, he's sure that hitting her is the only way to kill this creature, but suddenly she screams. The ability she emits reduces everyone's stats by 20%. She slams a tentacle on the ground, and Lufin manages to dodge. He takes advantage of it to land with both feet and leaps towards her. The monster seems startled, and Kim too warns him to watch out for the chains. Suddenly, he's whipped by them, and the monster screams that they're grouped, sending an attack their way. The guy who was lying on the ground just 10 seconds ago gets up and defends, while a hand is going towards Lufin. Suddenly, an arrow hits right in the middle of the hand, and he realizes that even though they're struggling, the group is still trying to help him. He grabs one of the chains and uses it as a foothold to launch himself towards the creature, and he cuts through all the tentacles that were hindering them. As a result, the monster writhes in agony and uses the whip with the chain again. He narrowly dodges it. He activates the dragon transformation in his hand and cuts the chains in half. They all fall in front of the group. Sung-Ye says they won't be able to handle it. It's better to retreat for now. Lufin asks Sung-Ye to take everyone out of there. Kim Chu asks what he's going to do. He says they don't need to worry, he'll just cover their retreat. Kair tells them to go quickly, while Kim Chu thinks they're not able to help at all. Lufin is opening a giant red portal beside him. The monster screams in his direction, but now the boy is confident, saying she can come out now. The hand that was about to touch him gets bitten by Xiaowei. The group looks back startled, and here comes the black dragon fighting the boss. They can't believe a child actually summoned a giant dragon, which is easily cutting through the boss's hands. The boss is writhing in pain and tries to send a chain attack, but Xiaowei easily passes through it, cutting the chains and the boss, which falls into the water without having done anything. The group is in disbelief that he killed a boss so quickly, while Qin Shu realizes he really is the rumored guy, the dragon tamer Lufin. 300 years ago, someone says she was born there and was raised under the church's protection to avoid any kind of danger, until the plague destroyed everything. Bodies piled up in the lakes with not enough graves. She desperately wanted to save everyone, so she prayed every day. But in the end, she became a hot goth, a cruel witch of darkness. She couldn't save the people, so she summoned the spirits of the dead so people could say goodbye. But the church that had sheltered her for so long accused her of causing the plague. They chained her up and dragged her through the streets. Thrown into the lake, all she wanted was to save everyone, or at least allow them to say goodbye. She did nothing wrong, and that was the story of the Mourning Specter. While the group wonders how Lufin can summon a dragon, he's asking when they're going to leave that realm. But the portal hasn't opened yet, so that means the boss hasn't died yet. The lake starts to bubble, and suddenly an explosion occurs, sending a wave towards everyone, with a monster appearing in the middle of it, evolving from a Mourning Specter to a Vengeful Specter, which not only gave her new abilities but also greatly increased her stats. The soft-hearted bandit was trembling, unable to believe it, and the boss warned that no one would escape from there and launched a water attack. Xiaowei has an effect that prevents her from receiving debuffs, so she defended Lufin. However, the bubble that exploded from Kair's lair trapped her in a water trap. Sunji tried to help her get free, but it was immune to physical damage. Trapped, she apologized to Qin Q, who said it was okay. She fell to her knees, saying it was all her fault for insisting on coming to this realm. Lufin asked if she was going to give up so easily. She explained that the boss was immune to physical attacks and only she had magic attacks, but she was too weak. The vengeful boss sends a hand attack towards Xiaowei, which can cause instant death or apply a debuff. Due to immunity, nothing happens, and Lufin warns that his dragon can handle it. Kair says that even though he's a dragon tamer, the level difference is still too great. The boss was preparing to attack again when Lufin said that dragons are incomparable. Xiaowei easily nullified all the effects the boss applied, and her stats increased when Lufin activated the dragon's inspiration. And immediately after he activated the lava flame, the barrage of fire hit the boss's face, causing it to melt in front of them. No one could believe what was happening as the boss was falling apart. Suddenly, she exploded, emanating an aura that would awaken all the bodies within that realm. A chest appeared, and Shoei's and Lufin's levels increased. Sanji got excited, saying he could finally see the portal, but behind them, several creatures were rising. Suddenly, Shoei flew past them, and with a flame attack, she swept the entire field. They recognized her as the giant dragon, and Lufin said her name was Shoei, and these monsters were nothing but toys to her. And he turns around, saying it's better to worry about the rewards. He says that according to the rules, he will choose first and asks if anyone objects, and obviously, no one says anything. So he opens the chest, which emits a light. Inside, there's an excellent quality sacred light staff, a twilight cloak also of excellent quality, a mourning ring of rare quality, and what Lufin chose was a class change scroll. It allows someone without a hidden class to have a chance to advance to a higher class. Kim Chu said it didn't make sense. That wasn't the best item he could take. He could take the rest for himself. But Lufin said it was okay. This is the item he wants, and these equipment items suit them more. She goes to the chest all greedy, saying that if it weren't for him, they would have died. And because of that, she offers him the ring. Lufin says if that's the case, he'll accept it then. And with that, the group is ready to return, while Kim Chu wonders what other secrets he holds. 4 hours later, he returned home, and this auntie came to be cute, throwing bread at his face. He told her to wait a little longer. He's still dirty and needs to take a shower. But suddenly, she started crying, saying she was worried, and hugged the boy. He apologizes for leaving only a note, and says it won't happen again. He pets her all sweetly, telling her to stop crying. This aunt is a dangerous national wish that. I've seen less passionate couples than those two. She pets Joey, saying she's impressed that this cute girl really is a dragon. Lufin wants to give the scroll to his aunt while she's petting Shoei. He says that if she gets a better profession, she won't need to keep the store anymore. But she says it's too valuable and doesn't want to accept it. Why doesn't he sell it for money? But he shows the boy's bank account, which is already becoming a millionaire, saying he doesn't need that. She asks him to explain where he got it, and he says it was all a reward from the dungeon he participated in. He hands the scroll to her and tells her to make good use of it. When she opens it, it starts to emit a blue aura and her hair starts to float. Guys, this scroll activates a lot of nice things. He asks if she felt anything. She says it worked and her class has advanced to chef with enchantments. Sometime later, Joey gorged herself on all the little bread rolls. That night, Ken Q was questioned by someone about the boy who was the dragon Tamer. She explained that due to her recklessness, almost everyone died. It was lucky he was there and saved them.